In most democratic societies, there is this idea that whoever you vote for, if that person gets the most votes, that person will win the election. This is an idea that's pretty popular here in America. However, it's not something that is upheld everywhere in America. There are some states where there is gerrymandering so bad that winning the most votes is not what wins your party positions in the state government. A prominent example of this, up until recently, was Wisconsin, a state where the Wisconsin ACLU said on January 2nd, 2024, that the gerrymandering was so bad that it was an attempt to dismantle democracy within the state. This brings us to today's question. Is Wisconsin about to turn into a blue state? And I believe that the answer is yes. There have been some recent changes within the Wisconsin state electoral districts that I believe will enable more democratic wins within the future and potentially lead to a flip within the state. So, to begin with, I want to go into why is this something that is such a big deal for Wisconsin? You know, states flip back and forth all the time. What is interesting about this case? Well, as I mentioned before, Wisconsin has historically had some of the worst problems with gerrymandering in our entire country, to the point where it's been rather dubious whether it is actually a democracy at all. The Atlantic of April 8th, 2023, explains that in the last 17 or so elections, the Republicans have lost the popular vote, I should say, by more than or up to 200,000 votes. The Democrats outnumber the Republicans in Wisconsin by 200,000. And yet, the state legislature has been an absolute stronghold of the Republican Party for well over a decade at this point. And this is due to the gerrymandering that they enacted, causing any Democratic opposition in the legislature to be stifled. This has been an ongoing issue, and up until recently, there was not really a way for the Democrats to fight back, despite the fact that Democrats have also historically won big at on statewide elections or federal elections in Wisconsin. The Guardian of August 13th, 2023, even went so far as to compare Wisconsin to the Republic of the Congo as just a measure of just how democratic they are. This comparison just shows that the situation in Wisconsin they were far below the expectation that one would expect from anywhere in America, a place that holds democracy so dear. And it really just goes to show how much the Republicans were getting away with, that the Wisconsin democracy had been degraded to the point that it had been compared to rather dubiously democratic states. So now that we've talked a bit about why this is something worth discussing at all, I think it's time we move on to what is causing this shift in Wisconsin. So the gerrymandering that has been poisoning Wisconsin's democracy for years at this point is finally facing its end after the election of a liberal Supreme Court justice back in November. So, just for some more background, in November, they elected a new liberal Supreme Court justice, and then immediately the Democratic Party of Wisconsin sued over the gerrymandered districts, leading to what PBS of February 19th, 2024 describes as a new map that is designed to make things fair for every party. I just want to be clear with that last part. This new map is not a shift into a democratic era of dominance. No, the idea that they have put forth is that they are going to make Wisconsin a true fair democracy for every party. And in addition to this, the new district map was actually made with the cooperation of Republicans because they didn't want the liberal majority Supreme Court to have a chance at redrawing the boundaries without their say. And so what we have now in Wisconsin is a more fair, truly democratic state coming up. And with that, as I outlined before, how, the Democrats actually outnumber Republicans by 200,000. And with this new fair map, I think it's pretty clear that in the coming years, Wisconsin is going to have a shift towards blue.